Hello, I'm Jeremy Vine, and this is Panorama. Tonight, caught on camera, the pipes spilling sewage onto some of Britain's most popular bathing beaches.
This is absolutely disgusting. It smells vile.
We'll reveal the dangers lurking around our coastline as wetter summers overwhelm a sewerage system struggling to keep up.
We do know these sewer overflows are discharging all the time, up to hundreds of times a year.
And if we're swimming in sewage, why aren't we being warned about it?
That's a ludicrous situation if you as MP are personally telling people not to go in the water because of what you've seen.
Well, you're absolutely right.
They told us it would be the long, hot barbecue summer, perfect for stay-at-home vacations and classic British seaside holidays. We have had some sun, but plenty of rain too, and that's not just bad news for the British tourist industry. It's bad for anyone who's dipped their toe into British coastal waters, because all along this country's coastline, extra rainfall means extra pollution on Britain's beaches. Tonight, Panorama reveals how little information we get about the water we surf, swim and paddle in.
When the sun did come out this summer, millions of us visited beaches in the UK, flocking to places like this, Perranporth in Cornwall. And a jaunt to the seaside just wouldn't be complete without a dip in the sea. Here at Perranporth, the bathing water quality is excellent, but not every beach can say the same. In some parts of the country, if you go down to the beach today, you could be in for a big surprise. 43% of beaches tested in the UK offer you at least a 1 in 20 chance of getting gastroenteritis after a swim. Perhaps more surprising, in bathing water that just passes the minimum legal standard, the odds can be as high as 1 in 7. So, would you take that kind of risk with an ice cream? We decided to find out. Of course, the ice cream we're selling is absolutely safe, but that's not what I told my customers.
Come and get your ice cream, folks. Today we've got ice cream with a special twist.
Just to let you know, there's a bit of a issue with the ice cream. There's about a 1 in 7 chance it could make you sick, gastroenteritis, that kind of thing.
What? That's a big chance, isn't it?
Just to let you know, there's a bit of an issue with the ice cream. There's about a 1 in 7 chance it could make you sick, gastroenteritis, that kind of thing. But
no, thank you then.
You don't want it?
No, thank you. Are you joking?
12 to 15%.
Better not, mate.
So, after our producer had explained the stunt, what did our customers really feel about the potential risks of swimming on some of our beaches?
There's another statistic. I'm amazed. I've never had any idea of that.
It seems a bit more direct when you're actually eating an ice cream. I think as long as you kept your mouth shut in the sea, you might be okay.
Would you go into one of these beaches where you had that chance of getting sick?
No, I wouldn't.
I thought this was just yesterday's news, something that happened in the 80s, not in 2009.
After 2 decades of improvement, the last 3 years have seen a decline in the quality of our bathing waters. Thomas Bell, editor of the Good Beach Guide, says that this year the Bather's Bible is recommending almost 17% fewer beaches as being excellent. That's the biggest year-on-year fall in the Guide's 22-year history.
It's dropped off a cliff, basically.
So what's happening?
It's the weather, largely.
The weather. You've probably noticed it hasn't been the barbecue summer we were promised. And rainfall washes all sorts of waste into the sea. Farm animals have a lot to answer for. And so do we. When sewage treatment plants get overwhelmed by extra rainfall, water companies have to use a weapon of last resort. It's called a CSO. This is the business end of a combined sewage overflow pipe, or CSO. Now, there are at least 20,000 of these things all around the UK, owned and operated by UK water companies. And the theory is that they'll act as a kind of safety valve for the sewage system, and that during periods of intense and heavy rainfall, these will spill raw, untreated sewage mixed with stormwater into rivers and onto beaches. When a CSO spills, you probably don't want to be in the vicinity, but if you've been swimming on a British beach this summer, you may well have been. According to the Good Beach Guide, 45% of the beaches they list have a CSO close enough to affect them. And Thomas Bell believes some of them are spilling more than you might think.
We do know that on some beaches, these combined sewer overflows are discharging all the time, up to hundreds of times a year. It's more than possible that we've built ourselves a system in this country where they're being used as a means of regular sewage disposal.
Cornwall. Home to some of the country's best surfers, and visited every summer by amateurs like me. But whatever their ability, surfers here are complaining that too often they're catching more than just waves.
We're hearing lots and lots, and especially this summer, upset summer, so gastroenteritis problems and worse as well. This week alone we've had people call us from Wales, from Scotland, from the northeast and from the southwest, telling us about how they've contracted illnesses after rain, how they've noticed raw sewage and sewage-related debris in the sea. It's filthy, you're surfing in a sewer.
Although in theory you shouldn't be. Water companies have invested around £8 billion in treatment plants over the last 20 years to ensure that raw sewage should hardly ever reach the sea. But does wetter weather mean that CSOs are turning back the clock? Are they a problem here?
They're a huge problem here. We can get raw sewage coming out from just one of these CSOs just down the way there.
The CSO in question is actually just over 3 miles inland at a place called Reskidinnick. But it spills into a river called the Red River, which then flows directly down onto Godrevy Beach. Now, these are the stormwater overflow pipes that can affect Godrevy Beach. On front of the grills, it looks like there's some sewage-related debris there. You can see evidence that sewage has been discharged here. Take this, for instance. This is a cotton wool bud. Now, someone's flushed that down the toilet and it's ended up here. Down in these lower branches, you can see a sanitary towel. And over here, there's even a condom. This pipe is owned and operated by Southwest Water. I've been there several times this summer, and each time you can see this debris on the banks of the river.
I think you'll see debris on the banks of the river. As to what that debris is, I
condoms,
think, yeah. Well,
sanitary towels. It's got to be coming out of the pipe, surely.
I would doubt whether it's coming out of Reskidinnick pipe, put it that way.
You would doubt it?
Yeah, yes, I would.
We've obtained photographs which show the grills appear to have been